like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com. We're here with Ron Burke, Washington Informer newspaper in Portland, Oregon, National News Publishers Association. How are you, Mr. Burke?
I'm doing good, Doni. How you doing? Good to see you again.
Happy anniversary, man.
Thank you, man. Ain't this something, 50 years of the Washington Informer serving the African-American community, telling the news from our perspective so that our community understands it,
Why do we need a black newspaper? Why do we need the Informer?
Well, it's like this, Doni. I use the analogy that if you come home at night and something's addressed to Donnie Glover, you're going to open it and you're going to read it and it's going to resonate because it's addressed to you, right? But if you come home at night and look in the mailbox and it says occupant, resident, neighbor, something like that, you're not going to pay attention to it because it's not specific for you. So the information that's in the black newspaper, that's the articles, the photos, the ads, everything is addressed to you. So that's why people need it. They need something that's addressed to them, that's speaking to us.
When I came to your 50th anniversary, it was a beautiful celebration over in Southeast D.C. First time in that building, in that school. Marion Barry was there. But also, I remember you talking about Denise Rolock Barnes and her dad.
That's it.
Tell us about that.
Well, I was not fortunate enough to have known her father. He had passed before I came to the paper, but his legacy, his spirit is still there. But Denise is one of the most beautiful people in the world. I mean, she is under the direction of her. The paper has grown. We're no longer just a newspaper. We're a multimedia organization, and we're in the digital age. We have a website. We have e-blast with strong subscription base. We have social media. We have a TV show when it's not on hiatus, and so we're doing well, and we're just finding different ways to continue serving the community, so that we can tell our community where the obstacles are or the challenges, and how to get around those challenges, right? And we can tell them where the opportunities are and how to take advantage of those opportunities. It's all about educating, empowering, and informing.
One thing I love about Washington, D.C., not just the love the people have for Marion Barry, but that we understand our power, our collective leveraging of that power, including that black dollar. Any thoughts on that and why we need to support our black newspapers?
Well, let me tell you this. You're talking about Marion Barry. Stokely Carmichael, and a lot of us know who Stokely Carmichael is, okay? So years ago, when they had the snake, and Stokely Carmichael was, this is the civil rights era, and white people were not friendly to us, okay, to put it mildly. Stokely Carmichael said, Martin Luther King is good, nonviolent this, nonviolent that, it's all good. He said, but we need guns because we need to protect ourselves. So Marion Barry was one of those ones in the room that told Stokely, no, we don't need guns, we need power. And that's where black power, the term black power came from. And that's what's happening in Washington, D.C. Not as much now as it used to be. When Marion came in, he wanted to make sure that blacks had the power. You see, it was a different kind of black power. It wasn't about antagonism and adjective and all that. It was about financial power.
Jobs, summer jobs.
Right. You see, yes.
Young people.
Yes.
Contracts.
That's it.
And that came up in that talk over there about...
You saw how many people stood up.
About development.
That's it.
And so up in Maryland, up in Baltimore, 45 minutes up the street from you, we're trying to carry that message up there.
Well, it's something to be said about having a seat at the table. So Marion wanted to make sure that we had a seat at the table, but he carried it a step further. Not only do I want us to have a seat at the table, but I want us to have equity partnership too. So you can have a seat at the table, but if you're not benefiting from that, then I don't want to say what good it is, but we need to have equity partnership too.
How can people get in touch with you, Mr. Ron Burke?
Burke at WashingtonInformer.com, or you can call our office 202-561-4100, or just visit our website, and there's contact information there, WashingtonInformer.com.
And Burke, B-U-R-K-E.
B-U-R-K-E.
Thank you for always looking out for Be More News. Thank you for your love and kindness. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Doni.
Yes, sir. Keep watching BeMoreNews.com.